over. The first one is to please turn off your cell phones or put them on silent. And second would be, do not talk about religion, politics during this meeting, please. And lastly, please keep your audio on mute when someone is speaking. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide supportive and positive learning experience by which members develop their communication skills and leadership skills. Without further ado, I would like to call the person that would be taking this meeting forward. He is Juan Rosero. With a big round of applause, please welcome our president, Juan Rosero.
Thank you, Alex. Our Mr. Sergeant of Arms, Alex Posada. Many thanks. Fellow Toastmasters, most distinguished Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Raul is not anymore a friend, a guest, or a friend, but not a guest. And then Paula, Irene, you are most welcome to this talk. This is our Art of Speaking weekly meeting, where we learn passive method, reading, like pathways. We'll learn that pathways is an important tool that we have as Toastmasters to better our best. Then we have the active learning, where we learn in our speech. We learn in our impromptu speaking. We learn when we go around the table. So welcome. Today, again, a reminder of pathways and those tools, and Shelly at the end of the meeting, we probably will discuss a little bit about it. Today, I want, before the introductions, I want our grammarian, Raul Rosero, to read and mention the word of the day. Mr. Grammarian, Raul Rosero, please read the word of the day.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, everybody, for listening to me. Thank you very much. I am very proud to participate of this meeting. The word is orchestration. Is the planning of coordination of the element of a situation to produce a desired effect. For instance, we should orchestrate effective meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grammarian. Orchestration. Let's orchestrate and conduct this meeting. Let's wait. I will mute some of you that we have some background, all right? With this, let's go around the table and please introduce yourself with your name, where do you live, and let us know what is your favorite book. This past learning.
We want to limit that to one sentence.
One sentence.
One sentence. Thank you.
One sentence. Favorite book, that's the name of the book. So again, your name, where do you live, and your favorite book. Let's start with you, Shelly.
Fellow Toastmasters, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here at our meeting. Thank you for taking time to be here. My name is Shelly Mannan. I am from Hollywood. One of the books that I remember very well was called The Kite Flyer, Mr. President.
Thank you, Shelly. Appreciate it. Now let's go with you, Alex.
Thank you, Mr. President. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Posada. I reside in Hollywood, Florida. And my favorite book would have to be Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it. Mr. Ben.
Am I on mute? No, I'm not. Hi. Hi, I'm Benjamin McAfee. I live in Cooper City. I guess a book that I'm reading now that's probably going to become my favorite is called Bottle of Lies, The Inside Story of the Generic Drug Boom by Catherine Eben.
Excellent. Thank you, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Tali. Let's go with you, Tali.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tali Batikoff. I'm from Aventura. And I would say that my favorite book is, well, it's one that I read not too long ago, which is Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki. I love that.
Thank you, Tali. Mr. Ray Smith.
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, distinguished Toastmaster, Shelly. I don't know if Elena's on, but Shelly for sure. I am Ray Smith. I reside in the beautiful downtown Miami Gardens. And my favorite book, Walking with the Wind, by the Honorable Brother Congressman John Lewis. Mr. President.
Excellent. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. Mr. Grammarian Raul Rosero.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Raul Rosero. I am a neighbor here in Pembroke Pines. My book, my preferred book is El Quijote, Miguel Cervantes.
Thank you. Thank you, Raul. Let's go now with Barbara.
Barbara.
I just got muted, yeah. My name is Barbara Weinstein, and I'm from the beautiful Hollywood Beach. And my very favorite book is Summer Hill by A.S. Neal.
Thank
True
you.
documentary.
Thank you, Barbara. Appreciate it. Noreen.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Noreen Every-Clayton. I reside in Hollywood. And a book that I really enjoyed many, many years ago, it was called The Aladdin Factor. And it's about asking questions. Ask everything in your life. And that's it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Noreen. Good. I'm trying to write down all the titles. Now let's go with you, Steve.
Did you call me? I'm sorry. This is Steve Naron. I'm in Hollywood. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And my favorite thoughtful small book is Are Your Lights On? Which has such intelligent points as, if you truly understand the question, you've answered the answer. Mr. President.
Thank you, Steve. Good book. Marife.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Marife. I reside in North Miami Beach. And it's very hard to choose only one book. I have various, but I'm going to mention, I went to my room and I got it. It's a Warrior Goddess Training. Warrior Goddess Training by Heather Ash Amara. Wonderful book. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Marife. Good. Thank you for sharing. Irene.
Irene, you need to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Irene Valarezo, I live in Hollinsville Beach, and the book I've enjoyed the most was The Science of Getting Ready.
Thank you, Irene. Now let's go with John Clapp.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, the DTM, and most welcome guests. My name is John Clapp. I reside in Sunny Isles Beach, and the book I like is A Distant Mirror. Mr. President.
Thank you for sharing, John.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Paula Quintero.
Paula, please unmute.
Paula? Can you unmute? Try to see if I can. Okay, now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Paula Quintero. I'm from Colombia. I'm currently in Bogota, our capital. And my favorite book so far is called in Spanish, El Milagro Metabólico.
Excellent. Thank you, Paula. Thank you for sharing. Thank you all. My name is Juan Rosero, and I live in the beautiful city of Sunny Isle Beach. Beautiful day. And my favorite book is Siddhartha from Hermann Hesse. I read that one a long time ago and still in my mind, memory. Thank you all for sharing. Really appreciate it. And with this, I will give control to our Toastmaster of the day, Madam Toastmaster Shelly Mannan.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. What an honor, everyone, to be here today. I am delighted to be your of our meeting today, and I welcome everybody, including our guest Paula and Irene. We have a schedule, and our program goes like this. I will also be your timer. We will be having 2 speeches, 2 evaluations of those speeches, and before that, we will be having our table topics. I will now allow our table topic master, and I welcome Marife Mendez to participate in our table topics as a table topic master. Marife Mendez.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So the table topics, it's the first session that we have in our meeting. And basically here we get a chance to practice our impromptu communication skills. So I'll be asking questions and I'll choose the participants. What is the time sequence for the table topics?
Thank you.
Yes.
Topic master. The time sequence is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll show the green light. At 1.5 minutes, I'll show the yellow light. And at 2 minutes, I'll show you the red light, and you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much. So let's get ready. The first question: name 3 people living dead. Name 3 people, either living or dead, that you would invite for dinner. And the question I will ask Steve, if you can provide us the answer. So again, name 3 people, living or dead, that you will invite for dinner.
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. I would pick 3 people whose histories I've read recently, because I've read multiple histories of each of these people, and I am confused trying to get behind why they made decisions. They would be Jefferson, President Jefferson, and President Adams, and of course, President Lincoln. And depending on which history you read, you get a fairly complex view of these people. You get people trying to explain decisions they made, and you don't really have a chance to come up with a conclusion. The most ambiguous person is Jefferson. I just about ready to deal with him in a somewhat negative way. And then I read another history where he was the first one to propose the ending of slavery, but was overruled of the founding fathers. And yet he held slaves. Those type of ambiguities in history make it very difficult to get in somebody's head. So those are the people I would invite for dinner. I'm not sure that would give me the answer, but that would be so exciting and so rewarding. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Steve. Great answer. I enjoyed it. Yes, yes. Okay, the next question. What is the biggest question you have for the future? What is the biggest question you have for the future? Tali, I would love to hear your answer.
What is the biggest question I have for the future?
Yes.
Wow. Well, I think I have many, but at this moment I will think what is gonna happen with me, with all what we are going through right now as an individual, as a society, as a community, as everything. And I will say not only because of the COVID, and of course that is impacting each of us, each and everybody. Also, as some of you may know, I got divorced a few years ago, like almost gonna be 3 years ago. So since then, I'm trying also to find my place in this world and trying to reinvent myself and trying to move on with my life, with my kids, with everything. So I also have a lot of questions in regards to my personal life, what it's gonna happen, right? So I guess in general, I will say, what's the life it's gonna bring to me in the next few months, few years. I would love to have like a little magical crystal ball to see the movie already, the end of the movie, not the end, but further away. Not for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Tali. If you find those crystal balls, then I'll buy one too. All right, the next question.
If that'd be the last question. That'd be the final question.
2 questions?
One more.
One more, yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So the next question. Which famous couple would you like to double date with? Which famous couple would you like to double date with? Alex.
Thank you, Toastmaster. What's the question again? The favorite couple that I would like to go out with?
The double date.
Double date, the couple.
Yes.
Let me see. Oh, got me there because I'm not a celebrity fan, but I think the only people I would top of mind would be Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. I don't know why, but those were the only 2 people that came up that's a couple. The reason why would be to pick their brains, to see how they got where they got. I know they use social media and they're celebrities, they're musicians, but it takes mind as well, mindset. So I would like to dig a little bit more about how they manage their relationship, even though they're such big celebrities, and how they take time out of their day to spend time together, to enjoy each other. nowadays everybody's on the move, everybody's working, everybody's driving, and everybody's doing something, and we forget about our significant other and spending time with our significant other. So those would be the couple I would choose for Shelly. I don't see you. Oh, those would be the couple I would choose to go on a double date with. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Table Topic Master of the day.
Thank you, Alex. Well, I guess with these three participants, we close the section. Madam Timer, do they qualify? Do they all qualify? Are we going to vote, actually, Juan? Mr. President?
I believe today we don't have Cynthia, and Cynthia was working in a way to do it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
next time for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Marife Mendez. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Marife, everyone. Please give it up for her. Excellent questions. Provocative questions and thoughtful questions. Thank you so much. We come to our second segment of our meeting today. And this is the bread and butter of every meeting. This is where we do our most learning. And today we have a wonderful speaker. I hear good things about him. He has been a Toastmaster, and I understand he's completed his what's the first speech called? The first speech, oh, the icebreaker. Ben is on his second speech, and we welcome him. Ben, please take it from here.
Awesome. So in the beginning, I would just like to say I want to be a little bit honest with y'all. I wasn't able to meet with the evaluator, so I don't know if that's going to cause any issues. So just letting you know that ahead of time, and there'll be some times where I'll, refer to some notes, and I'll explain it within the story. Okay, so it's very important for you to know that. I just wanted to make sure ahead of time that you know that, so that it doesn't skew everything. Just know that from the get-go. All right. So.
You can start your speech now.
Okay, awesome. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. Today, I will be speaking, and my title is entitled, My Life Depends in capitals, on my mental health. I'm an extreme minority. Yes, I am Black. I'm a person within the LGBTQ community, and I'm left-handed. And each of them are very hard to live with. I mean, the left-handed is not as bad, but in general, I've experienced definitely some challenges, but I have a lot on my plate. And these issues were quite clear growing up, but there was a group in my wildest dreams, not in my wildest dreams, that I thought I would be part of. And that group is a group that has consumed my life, even for today, because if it does not, I will end up in the hospital, potentially dead. 3% of people will experience a psychotic episode, or in simple terms, 3 out of 100. What is a psychotic episode, you may ask? Well, it presents itself in many ways. For me, it presented in believing that I could fly, that I was a god, that I had powers, and I had a psychotic episode when I was in Peru. I was finally brought to the United States and was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and was given medication that stabilized me. This disorder has changed my life forever. And there are important issues that I learned that I feel like everyone should learn about. And this has allowed me to look at the world differently. I am grateful to them, and I would like to present a few. So to me, the most important aspect is that everyone should learn the nuances and intricacies of the healthcare system in the United States. particularly numeracy and literacy. So right now I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to mention many terms, and if you do not know at least one of these terms, then raise your hand. How many of you know or can differentiate between HMO, PPO, POS, EPO, catastrophic plans, balance billing, drug tiers, step therapy, and prior authorizations? How many of you can distinguish? Okay, more than likely, not many, but that is okay because insurance is very difficult to understand. And I'm going to describe to you how just one of those terms, which is drug tiers, has changed my life. You see, the way insurance works is that there are different tiers of medication, and that typically means that you have generics would be on tier 1, and then in ascending order, it gets more expensive. So for example, brand drugs will be on tier 3. So it's really important for you to look at a formulary when you're looking at insurance, and that's very key. And a generic version of Seroquel is named quetiapine fumarate, which is tier 1, whereas Seroquel is tier 3, depending on some of the insurance plans because that changes. But a year after I graduated from college, my parents wanted me to be a part of their insurance plan. I looked at their plan and recognized that they were tier 3, and it had a 40% co-insurance from a $700 drug, whereas the plan through the Affordable Care Act had it at $30. If I would have been on my parents' insurance plan, I would have lost thousands of dollars. And this is because I understood the nuances of the drug. To continue, another example revolving around medication, understanding step therapy was key in keeping my brand medication. Step therapy, or fail first, is a concept that the insurance determines that you have to try a generic. Let's say you've been on a brand drug for a long time. They determine that you need to try a generic, and then if you fail and it gives you bad side effects, then you have to submit a prior authorization, right? So that you can get that brand drug and it gets approved. Well, guess what? If the argument that they say is that the generic and the brand drug are exactly the same thing. And they're not, because generics and brand drugs, they have the same active ingredients, but they have different inactive ingredients. I can't see this, sorry. Is that 5 minutes or 6? I can't see. Okay, sorry, I can't see. All right, cool, thank you. So they say that the active ingredients are the same and that they're equivalent, but if they really were equivalent, why would they have a form for you to use or get a prior authorization because of the fact that you have side effects? That doesn't make any sense. So through my experience, I had to learn that I needed to get a prior authorization, and it wasn't approved. So what I had to do was get my medicine abroad in Canada, which is different because in Canada, I spend $140 for 60 days. In the United States, I would spend $700 plus for that. So understanding prior authorization was key. And lastly, what I learned is that there's classism within Medicaid or just insurance, that the poorer you are, the least likely you are to get the medication covered. And that has also been really challenging because I had to be on Medicaid. And that was a different situation because when I was on private insurance, I was covered, but when I switched to Medicaid, I wasn't. So these are the 3 concepts within the one issue that I spoke to you today about, and the importance of understanding how different plans classify drug tiers, reviewing the differences between brand drugs and generics, and how that factors into prior authorizations with your insurance company, and lastly, how classism affects access to drugs even though you may have insurance. So I'm going to be honest with you, I have been living a nightmare since 2008. I was diagnosed and stabilized, and even to this day, I had to have a meeting at 9 o'clock to adjust my medication because of the severe anxiety and challenges that have been causing. But yeah.
Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome.
You're on mute, Shelly. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you, Ben. Thank you for enlightening us on the system that makes so much difference in our life. And we hope that you having understood this system, you're able to make the right decisions and on road to recovery. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to now move on to our second speaker. Our speaker today is Noreen Every-Clayton. Noreen has been our past club member as well, president as well, and we are going to be her speech. Thank you. I know you are in your car. Thank you for taking time and making it making yourself available to be our second speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Noreen.
Thank you, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Today, I have decided to follow my path. And what does that mean? Well, obviously in pathways, in the program that Toastmaster International offers to all of us. It's a great program that will guide you step by step to become the best communicator ever. And for my path, I have chosen persuasive influence. That's a tough one, isn't it? Persuasive influence. And the project is to understand the different leadership skills. So what is a leader? And here I have a few notes that I'm going to take. Like I said, I'm in my car, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. But leadership is the art of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. And there are 5 types of leaderships: directive leadership, transformational leadership, and there's also servant leadership, participant leadership, and authoritative leadership. But today I'm not going to focus on those types of leadership. Today I want to focus in how you can be a self-leader. You have to start with yourself. And I was asking myself, can someone really become a leader, or they have to be born into it? A lot of people say that you have to be born a leader, but to me, absolutely not. If you have the right program and the right vision, you can become a leader, absolutely. And great leadership starts, like I said, with self-leadership. And in here, I wrote 10 different skills to become a great leader. First of all, number 1, you have to decide. You have to decide to help and care for people. If you are not a person that is interested in people, this is not going to be for you. And also try to ask for help. When you need help, you have to ask for it. Number 2, have a clear vision of what inspires you and what is going to inspire others. Number 3, believe that you are a leader. And how do you believe that you're going to become a leader? Well, you have to be confident. And to be confident, you start with your body posture, body language. And that's going to lift you up, and you're going to become a better leader. Number 4, learn from the best. Try to learn and read a lot about books of leadership. And that's going to give you the feedback and a lot of great tips to become a leader. Number 5, and this is one of my favorites, you have to raise your standards no matter what. And what do I mean by raise your standards? Try to shift the word I should to I must. Look at the difference. Oh, I should exercise today instead of I must exercise. I should follow up with my clients. I must follow up. Can you see the difference? I'm pretty sure you can. Then, let me see my notes here. I have number, I apologize for this. Sorry about that. Number 6, I put learn to change your mindset by using your body once again and your voice. I saw a segment with Tony Robbins about this, and he mentioned the difference between saying yourself affirmations every day. Oh, I'm strong, I'm healthy, but it doesn't work. What you have to do at the same time of doing the affirmations, use your body. And that is going to be very powerful. When you say, oh, I'm strong, just say that you're strong and it's going to help you. So try that tonight or today. Number 7, try to be at a peak state every day. Do your best every day. Even if you're doing a sandwich, try to do the best sandwich that you can ever do. Everything that you do has to be at peak of your performance. Number 8, learn to listen, and you have to train yourself how to listen to people. So that's very important. And try to not to speak too much. Let everybody speak, give their opinion, and then you go on to put your opinion. Also, one that is very painful for me is to face your failures. But if you don't fail in life, you're never going to grow. Number 10, and this one is the most difficult for me, learn to delegate. Ladies and gentlemen, learn to delegate. You cannot do it all on your own. Step by step, try to do it in your house, with your wife, with your kids. Start delegating and ask for help. So those are one of the 10 skills that I'm trying to start doing to become a better leader. And also, I want to focus on how our meetings are helping us to become a better leader. We meet every week, once a week, and every week we are checking our body language, our tone of voice, and you have to appreciate that. But my message today is about pathways. Have you gone to Pathways and checked what the company, what the organization is offering us? I guarantee you that most of us are not doing that. And I'm going to change that today. So fellow Toastmasters, what is your path today? Please let me know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Noreen.
Thank you, Noreen. What a wonderful speech and a wonderful insight into how we can achieve our leadership goals and be the leader that we've always wished we were. Thank you so much for that inspiring speech. We now go on to our third segment, which is evaluations. Evaluations are a very, very important part of our program. We are a peer-based organization, and we very much rely on our peers to give us feedbacks where we need to grow, where we need help, where we have excelled, what we are doing good, ladies and gentlemen. And to do that, we have our general evaluator. He's our master general evaluator who has a team of evaluators underneath him. Please welcome Ray Smith, our general evaluator of the day.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day, Shelly. It is indeed a privilege to be the general evaluator. We will start out by introducing the evaluators, and I will come back after they're finished and give a general evaluation of our meeting. So I would like to bring up Steve Naron, who will be evaluating Ben. Steve.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and especially Ben. Thank you for that talk, Ben. Your honesty and your explanation of your background legitimized your ability to explain what you were talking about. That is critical in any speech. I'd also like to mention that you obviously set up for this talk. You put a white screen behind you. You positioned yourself right in front of the camera in a very nice way. You basically talked to the camera most of the time, but at the beginning you were looking up a little bit. After a while, you looked at us, and it's not as good as being in the same room, but it was pretty good. You also have an advantage that a lot of us don't have, which is you're very pleasant to look at. So that was nice. The hand position, there was some good and there was some bad. There were times where the hands were used in an appropriate way, and other times where there was a little bit of fiddling going on, which was distracting. So you have to watch where your hands are. I would have liked a slightly better intro to know where we were going, or perhaps even a title, something like Trying to Live with the US Healthcare System, which would have sort of put it all together. At the end, you did summarize what you had talked about. I just have to say that recently, I had a choice between buying a drug for $200 with insurance and using one of these cards that are around, these reduced price cards. Another place was selling the same drug for $27 without insurance. So I appreciate what you were trying to tell us. Thank you for that talk. And I really appreciate the effort you made to make it so effective in front of a Zoom camera. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Steve, for that great evaluation. Next, we will have our president, the one and only Juan Rosero, evaluating Noreen. Juan.
Thank you, Mr. Ray Smith, Mr. General Evaluator. Number one, let's start with, first of all, Noreen, your commitment. This is incredible. You are like 100% reliable, 200% reliable always. We understand the challenge. You have to go work. You explained yesterday to me all these, you have to go, this COVID at your office, with, and then you are here with us, right? Regardless, we are not face-to-face, but by the way, we are face-to-face. Like we are really connected, really. I see your smile. So the commitment, the way that you really, you were saying, I don't like technology, but the universe conspires. When sometimes you say, I don't like it, it will bring you more. And now, my father, we had an example before. He learned and say, I hate to make music with the computer. 1 year after, he's like a hacker, right? Exactly the same, Noreen. This is a good opportunity. That's the first piece, really good. The second part is there is a concept that some call flow, I call this shine, like shining. When you have this talent, the attention goes right there to you. When you're talking, I feel that like it's like a magnetic force and goes the attention to you. So that's really good. I see that in every single speech. That's why you're a leader, right? And so that's really, really good. Regardless, you are inside of a car, that shining, that light is there, and we feel that.
Thank you.
Third one, very interesting topic. Be a leader, examples, be strong, like Tony Robbins, learn to delegate. We need to learn all. And all good. Just two last comments. Number one, it is what you said, pathways. So you have this light, you have all these, you have this active learning, but the pathways is a tool that is demonstrated. We don't need to pay for it. It's right there available. We have distinguished members as Shelly to guide us and be the best of the best. And number two, it is sometimes the distraction, right? With the notes. You are really good, you are right there, but at some point when you go, hey, where is my note? And boom, like, it's like riding a bike. You are really fast and then you just stop. You lose balance. You're stopping and then you go sideways. My only comment, overall, really good. Thank you, Noreen.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Juan and Steve, Noreen, and Ben for great evaluations and also two great speeches. Ben, that speech from the heart, those things do something to me. I guess I'm a very sensitive, emotional type person because I'll be ready to tear up. And Noreen, thank you for training us and teaching us, continue to train and teach us. Now we'll do a evaluation of our total meeting. Got on this morning, I would say as a general evaluator, you probably want to get on a little early so you can see how people come in, how the meeting is set up, how it started. We had a couple positions that we need to exchange. Shelly, thank you for stepping up to be the timer. Don, thank you for trying to step up to be the timer, but we understood that you were having a problem with your Zoom.
Yeah, I do.
This past Saturday, and I'm gonna tie this into us right now. I had the opportunity to be on a Zoom meeting with Toastmasters around the world. And they were talking about hybrid meetings, they were talking online meetings, they was talking meeting in person. And one common thing that I got out of that meeting, of all the different meetings, they were talking about the lighting, cameras, different setups as for the different types of meeting. But one thing that I got, and I give this to this group, you must be committed to whatever type of meeting that you're gonna do. Whether it's hybrid, online, a combination, in person, you must be committed. So I'm just sharing this with this group. And another thing I learned, there is no perfect meeting. There are gonna be hiccups in any type of meeting, no matter how long, and Shelly can attest to this because she's probably been a Toastmaster longer than any of us. There are gonna be hiccups along the way. But just like today, you come on, everybody may not be in place, somebody may have a situation that come up at the last minute, but you step in and then make it happen. The meeting started on time. Shelly kind of nudged us along the way to make sure that we were on time, but Mr. President, you took it, you ran with it. Alex did a great job in opening it up and explaining to our guests. The last thing I want to share is on this online setting, we must keep in mind that if you're not speaking, put your phone, your computer on mute, because what happens is if we all do that, and we can kind of see it on the screen, who's on mute, who's not, or this yellow box will go around your face if you're not speaking, but you have your phone not on mute. We have to do that in order for us to be able to maximize our online experience. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Ray, thank you so much for an excellent evaluation, general evaluation of our meeting, some really good points that you remember. And the reason that our general evaluator goes over some of the points that he picks up, some of the issues that he picks up and makes those points, is so that we can continue learning on how to be better speakers, better communicators, better listeners, and also how to better present ourselves to our members. Thank you very much, Ray. Excellent general evaluation. I am at this point, since we are not having any voting, I am going to pass it back to President Juan for his final thoughts, and then I'll come back and take the role for next week's meeting. Juan Rosero.
Thank you, Shelly. Appreciate it. And Ray, thank you for the comments. I was in the meeting as well, the hybrid meetings. And yeah, there will be challenges, there will be issues, but this is a good opportunity that as today, Paula connected from Colombia. Last week, 2 weeks ago, somebody from New Jersey. Like, we embrace that. We are all connected, right? So good and bad, right? So it's a good opportunity. Number two, the pathway. Let's do that. Noreen, you and I, everybody else need to be the example and lead by example. And may every pathway you choose lead to what is good, exciting, and fun. This is a good, amazing tool available to all of you. Finally, a round of applause. I think it was a great meeting. Everybody, very active. And finally, I would say we had two guests, but they are gone right now. So they said we'll have some information right there. Again, good news. We have Raul as new member. We have Steve as well, fixing all the billing things. Ben, I think you are okay, right? You're good, Ben, with the membership, everything. If you have any issue, let us know. And I will be contacting some members as well to be active here. Any comments coming from our fellow members?
I want to add something that I want us, we can see ourselves going, having a hybrid meeting. We are having a Zoom meeting. One of the very important things that we need at a Zoom meeting, you know, when you take a movie and you are moving the camera too much and you see a lot of jagged issues, what happens is at a Zoom meeting, when people do not hold their apparatus, either their phone or whatever they are connecting us with, there is a lot of movement. It's very, very distracting. I'd like us to bear this etiquette in mind, that especially when we are on the internet, we want to remain stable, we need to remain steady and not have too much movement of our apparatuses that are using. Also, if you are driving, it can be really scary for people who are watching. So please remember, park yourself somewhere, hold yourself steady, and come join our meeting. Thank you.
Noreen, I hope you are not driving, right? Okay. Perfect, thank you.
I'm not driving, thank God.
Okay, thank you. Good comment, good feedback, Shelly, appreciate it. Shelly, back to you. Let's take the roles for next week.
Okay, so we need a Toastmaster of the day. Any of us, please.
You can put me in, Shelly. I'll do the Toastmaster. I'm going to be off. I'm going to be at home, so it's going to be good.
Okay,
I
Noreen,
already requested it off, so.
you are on, Noreen. We need a table topic master. Steve. Okay, wonderful. We need a timer. Tali. Wonderful. Okay, we need a speaker number 1.
Barbara.
Barbara has just joined. Are you ready for your pathway icebreaker, Barbara?
Yeah, I look forward to doing it. I'm excited.
Okay, so can I put you down as our first speaker?
Please, thank you.
Barbara. Wonderful, Barbara. We are looking forward to hearing your 4 to 6 minute speech. And I know you're going to be following the guidelines given by the icebreaking handout that you were given. Wonderful. Barbara spent 2 hours with me learning the pathway program. Please give it up for her.
Yay.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shelly.
Wonderful. We need speaker number 2.
John.
Okay, I'll do
I would like to,
Yeah, John.
but still busy packed. I would like to, but I better not. So thank you though, Juan.
Okay, I'll do a speech for next week. I haven't done a speak. I have finished my level 1. I am going to be moving on to my level 2, and I want to do, something will come up. I'll do that. What about a general evaluator, please?
I could take that one.
Okay.
Oh, Marife, I saw your hand.
It's a first.
We need an evaluator for Barbara. Can we put it to the club, or can we, do we have some office here?
Let's put it for the club.
Okay, all right, that's club. What about evaluator number 2? Someone to evaluate me and be really, really critical. Steve.
You have me to raise me. Raise.
Okay, Ray wants to do that.
I don't know how critical I could be of you, distinguished Toastmaster Shelly, but I will give it my best shot.
No. I am. I just like in-depth discussions on critiques where I am. That's the only way to grow forward.
I'm punishing myself by doing this, but I mean.
Okay, Ray.
Okay, Steve, we look forward to your exciting and provocative questions. I said that to Marife, make them as provocative as you want to. It gives people a chance, and it defies them. It defies their notions of what normal is. So we are not in a normal time, and so give us very, very provocative questions. We are looking forward to that. Back to you, Juan.
Thank you, Shelly. Appreciate it. Now we need the word of the day as well for.
Yes, word of the day. You're right. Yes.
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Who wants to take that role? Alex, you are next week, or you won't be next week? Ben?
How about word of the day? Okay, Ben, word of the day. Ben, the way we do the word of the day, you choose a word of the day, you'll forward it to us on our WhatsApp, and we'll make a note of it. You basically take a look at the word of the day, the meaning of it, and how it applies in the sentence. And when we orchestrate our word of the day this way, we will be able to better improve our grammar.
Excellent. Good. Shelly, you use the word of Mr. Grammarian, Raul Rosero.
I had completely forgotten about it.
Orchestrate.
Thank you. All right. Shelly, thank you so much. Thank you all. What a great meeting. Looking forward for next week. It's getting better, better, and better, and better.
Yes, and please.
Good work. Thank you all.
Please continue talking to your friends and invite them on a Zoom, exchange their password and our meeting ID with them so they can come in on. And please explain to them, should they want to come and join us, please remain really steady, not walking in the park. It's extremely distracting and it's not fair to them and to us. So I think we need to put some etiquettes in so that it's beneficial for everybody.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Wonderful weekend.
Bye-bye. You too. You guys too.
Awesome.
Bye, Ray.
Okay.